Hi, my name's Jennifer, and I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to get your greens to look green in Lightroom. Alright, so this time of year, spring, is amazing. I love spring. It's one of my favorite seasons. I mean, who doesn't love spring, right? But the only problem with spring is that sometimes you end up getting greens that look like this. More towards the yellowish side, which, you know, sometimes that may be the case. You may see a little bit of yellow in the green, but you really don't want it in your pictures because that's just not what you want to see. You want to have your greens looking green. Now, the thing with Lightroom is now I have not installed the newest version of Lightroom yet. I'm still on Lightroom 5, but I haven't installed the newest version, which I do know that there's some more masking you can do. But so I'm just going with the older version. So this will help you in case you're working with that older version. So with this, you can go in and you can adjust the temperature, right? So with this one, this was set, I used my Expo disc for this. Did I use my Expo disc? I think I used my Expo disc for this. I either use an Expo disc for white balance or Kelvin, depending on what I'm doing and how much time I have. Kelvin I'm very new to, so that's a little different for me. So, but I can get pretty decently accurate, or very close to accurate with Kelvin, and definitely very more accurate with Expo disc. If you're using auto white balance, it's a little more challenging to get the correct tones. But anyway, so here we are right now, and what I'm at is 6,200 for my temperature, which you can tell she's great. Coloring on her is great. I think it looks really nice. What I might do, what you could do rather, is some people would say, okay, well, let me bring down the coolness. You make it a little more cooler. Now you could do that, but now you're making her cooler, and that's not what you want. Another option would be, okay, you could go up here into the panel. You could do your adjustment brush, and you could just basically color all around her, you know, color all around her everywhere but her, and get color that all in, and then you can adjust your temperature that way and make it a little cooler. But something even easier is you can come down, you can slide down here, and go to your, let me put this back where it was, 62. That was 62, right? That's about where it was, a little too much. Okay. You can come down to your hue, saturation, and luminance panel. And you can start playing with the yellows and the greens in each of these. And let me show you what you're going to do. Now, if you take the yellow, because there's yellow in the picture, okay? There's yellow in the picture, a dominant yellow in the picture, if you can tell, in the greens. Now, if we take the yellow and we pull towards this way, now we're getting more towards the browns, right? The oranges and the browns, which would probably work if it was a fall shot and you wanted to really show the color, you know, the color that you'd see in the trees. But clearly we don't want this because this is supposed to be spring. So now we're going to head back in a different direction. We're going to pull it more towards the right. Now you can go all to the right, and that's just a not even realistic color of green. Very, very green. So you're going to pull it over and adjust as much as you like your preference. I kind of like that. Okay. Now we're just like go down to the green. So I did plus 43 for this image is what I did for that. Now you go down to the green. And again, if you slid it all the way to the left, you're getting more of an army colored green almost, or a khaki, I guess that would be. If you slide it all the way to the right, now you're getting into the crazy color grass that just doesn't even exist, or the leaves don't even exist. So you're going to want to adjust it according to that, according to your taste. I'm definitely going to think right about in here. Looks pretty good to me. Now, we're going to take care of the other parts in a second. Now, you can also reduce the saturation or increase the saturation. Go like that. We bring up the saturation, the colors. It's a lot of green, tons of green. You can bring it down a little bit so it's a little more muted and it isn't as shocking. I actually kind of like the saturation. I'm not going to go too crazy with that, but I like that. And here's where we're really going to really do something for the image, is we're going to work on the luminance panel. Now, if you pull all the way to the right in the luminance panel with green, it's going to brighten the greens, right? Which you may want depending on what you're doing here. Obviously, you wouldn't go all the way to the right, but you may want to adjust that. If you go the opposite direction, now you're making them incredibly dark. Well, I'm going to pull it down a little bit to make it a little dark, a little more realistic. So there's definitely some tones in there. There's dark greens, there's lighter greens. You can also work with the yellows now, because there's also a dominant yellow in there. It's not obviously too far, too much in either direction. You want to bring it down just a little bit. And there we go. I like that. And if you notice, it really did not affect her in any way. Her skin tone still looks great. I do see a little bit of chromatic aberration, which we can remove. Oh, phone's ringing, sorry. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to show you, let's go scroll back out. I'm going to show you the before and after. Wait, let me crop this how I would crop this. Let me go in here and do a 16. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be more that I would do to this image. Definitely. But for now, this is what I like. I do like this a lot. And then let me just show you the before and after. Here's the after, and we'll just turn this off so you can see the before. Look at the difference in the greens. Before and after. Before, or after, before. And I might even bring down those greens, the darkness of the greens just a little bit more, so not so obvious. So there you go. That's how you can take care of the crazy neon greens. All right, thank you so much for listening, and have a great day. Bye.